I want to analyze, Stugotz. You've seen what's happened about and around Tua Tagovailoa, and it's crazy. It's unlike anything in the sport and unlike anything I've seen in South Florida sports that's maybe, outside of the big three with the Heat and the original University of Miami Hurricanes who were desecrating sportsmanship.
Sure.
But the polarizing reaction around Tua is such that yesterday you could get Colin Cowherd doing the trolley easy thing of saying that Tua got exposed against the 49ers and he's quote unquote kind of what we thought he was, when none of us has known what he was, on the day that kind of what we thought he was is getting more Pro Bowl votes than any player in the league.
Please don't give Colin Cowherd what he wants. I have been so disappointed as someone that is such a fan of Colin Cowherd and how meticulous he is about making sure that he control fan bases with knowledge and really pop and trend. He has totally mailed this 201 in. He has no facts. He doesn't even watch. He's just doing it to get what he's getting right now, and it's his laziest effort yet.
But, Mike, when you say, please don't give Colin Cowherd attention, I've been wanting to give attention to how it is that the people who have made their way through the labyrinth of this industry to get the big platforms and the voices, how they age. Colin Cowherd's not going to care about this in his late 50s the way he did in his 30s, but if he's got a bunch of writers and can just be like, come into the room and say, hey, what's the thing I can do or say? Give me, and of course it's going to get lazier. Like, how do you
but it wasn't lazy with Baker Mayfield. Man, he was feeling it. There's so many times that he's on it. And the 201, it's just, he sees the metrics. I think he's a little jealous of Emmanuel Acho.
Really?
Can I read some Chris Sims tweet? It's perspective on this. He's better at this than all of us. On paper, it might have looked like the 49ers D shut down the Dolphins offense. Definitely not the case. Walked away thinking better of the Dolphins than I had before. Mike McDaniel's had the guys wide open all day. Haven't seen that against the San Francisco defense all season.
Chris, I want to ask you a very serious, very real question. I need you to answer honestly. If Chris Sims had said the exact opposite, would you have read his tweet?
If
he has said the opposite.
I trust Chris Sims more than any of us.
I'm not denying that. I'm saying if he had said the exact opposite, would you have offered that one, or would you have just played the background and been quiet?
Probably would have shut up.
Okay.
I like that he felt better about the Dolphins after they lost and only scored 17
Well,
points.
he's saying that the Dolphins offense had people wide open all day, and he hasn't seen that against San Francisco, which is something.
Pretty big indictment on Tua.
He's also said San Francisco, which they do, has the best defense in the NFL, best roster top to bottom, and Sims was impressed with Tua, like their ability to come back, Tua's ability.
Not this game, though. Tua was bad, Stugotz. Tua was bad in this football game.
He was bad against the best defense in the NFL. But, Dan, he had some moments. He had the 2 touchdown passes. He got his team. I mean, if Gesicki makes that catch,
Stugotz, they were playing.
We might be talking about a Dolphin victory.
Stugotz, they were playing against a backup quarterback. They were playing against Mr. Irrelevant. And
The backup.
And everyone, that's right. And everyone
Gesicki
here is telling you.
Sorry.
You're never going to get that one right.
No.
Quite frankly, I'm just starting to get it right. He's been here for 4 years?
Yeah.
Everyone around this is telling you that it wasn't actually the 49ers defense, that Tua was just bad.
Okay.
And Colin Cowherd is now jumping to the easy place that Mike Ryan is saying, jealous of Emmanuel Acho, who has noticed that if you just ride high with Tua, you will get a great deal of applause. I just can't believe that the place that we are in media coverage on this is just people licking their finger, putting it up to the air and saying, let's see what my opinion is. Where can I get the most applause, or where can I get the most clicks, or where can I be most overt about doing this dirtiest instead of authentically?
And what's wrong with that?
I would say to you that it's really lazy.
And what's wrong with that?
Not everyone can get paid the way you do for being really lazy.
I think we're learning that we've been trying to figure out this pie chart all season. McDaniel might be the biggest piece of pie in this pie.
No.
How many slices of pie?
Tyreek was asked yesterday, hey, you should get credit too. Everyone's giving to it. Like, that's because you're here. He's like, dude, this guy designed 700 plays for him to watch. This is Mike McDaniel. Like, even Tyreek was like, this is because of Mike McDaniel.
And to piggyback off of Chris, what I'm more impressed in is the process of the offense with McDaniel over the results of Tua. right? Like the fact that he's scheming guys so open against the best defense in the NFL is really encouraging.
Tony, the thing that is happening here that is really encouraging, which I was talking about just his fourth down decision at his own 18 or 19-yard line, is that you can now come away with the hope, oh, wait, we got the disciple of Shanahan who can also win with Garoppolo and Mr. Irrelevant. Like maybe Tua's great and maybe this is scheme and wide receivers, and we can argue about that for, however long we want to argue about that. But if you've got a coach who can give you the scheme that could make Stugotz, Garoppolo, somebody who's the backup to the backup, and now Mr. Irrelevant be someone who can win football games, this is something that organizationally has to give you pleasure.
Can we pump the brakes on Brock Purdy? I mean, Garoppolo was selected to be the guy that replaced Tom Brady by Bill Belichick, okay? Like, he's a good quarterback. We saw Brock Purdy do it for a single week. I have no idea if Shanahan can win big with Purdy. I mean,
that's not my point. My point is just that Shanahan has won with Matt Ryan in Atlanta.
Right.
Shanahan is clearly someone who can put together a system that births a McDaniel who puts together a system that looks the way the Dolphins have looked. You can pump the brakes on Purdy. I don't think anybody's saying that he's great. He won this single game. He was the last draft pick. Like, you're asking to pump the brakes on something that no one believes in after a week of winning.
I'm just saying, let's pump the brakes on Kyle Shanahan and Purdy. Matt Ryan was an MVP. You're talking about like you're giving Shanahan the credit for Matt Ryan.
Hasn't been an MVP since then. Wasn't before then and hasn't been. Okay, good.
Win a Super Bowl. I'm tired of hearing how great Shanahan is. Can win with any quarterback. Can do it with Purdy. Can do it with Garoppolo. Can do it with Ryan. He hasn't done it with anyone. What has he done?
He was up 28-3 in one Super Bowl against the Patriots, and he was 6 minutes away from being Mahomes in another Super Bowl with Garoppolo. What has he done?
Well, he lost him.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Thank you, Amin.
He's got you there. Like, there's two ways to look at it. One is that he was up 22-8, and the other one is, hey, man, he blew a 22-8 lead. Doesn't sound like good coaching to me,
Most
Dan.
coaches put that away.
Yeah.
I mean,